All right, guys, we're back for another episode of this Cutler Nutrition YouTube. And this week I'm joining you from my office. And I want to make a huge announcement of my birthday cake because on August 3rd, my birthday, I almost forgot my birthday. I'm turning 51. And I launched this week. So I know today is Monday, and this is when the video is launching. But this is going to be launched this week. Monster Cookie was launched prior to this, but birthday cake is now going to be available this week, special for the celebration. August 3rd is my birthday, so I think we actually launch it on August 1st. But I wanted to come on because I'm getting a ton of questions across the board. And like I said, I use this YouTube channel to talk a little bit about, a lot of different things, product, lifestyle, kind of this week I want to focus on, what influenced me to get started in bodybuilding? Coming from a super small town, Sterling, Massachusetts, around 12,000 people. When I was growing up, it was around 6,000 people. The nursery rhyme, Mary Had a Little Lamb, that came actually from Sterling, Massachusetts. So you have Jay Cutler and you have Mary Sawyer, who, the Lamb Fowler School in the Common, they have the lamb there that actually got stolen some years ago as like a college sorority prank or whatever else, and they replaced it. So that sits in the Common of Sterling, Massachusetts. And my family still resides there. I grew up doing concrete. And, I actually started toying with the weights actually in high school. When I was around 15, I started in our little school gym. And I always had fascination for, bodybuilding and whatnot. But when I first started, at Gold's Gym in Worcester, it was like Sterling, then they had Worcester County was that area. I went to a regional high school of like 5 different towns. I was one of the more muscular kids, I would probably say, because I was actually lean and muscular. So I always got a lot of attention from doing the concrete too. I developed muscles, carrying around concrete forms, my brother's business. And, that of course inspired me at the same time. But, when I joined Gold's Gym Worcester, I saw these guys in there and I was like, man, and some of you people from Worcester are going to recall this because this was like 1991. I think I joined the gym August 3rd, 1991. So that's where I kind of want to throw back because we're coming up to that date now, the anniversary where I actually started training as, the bodybuilding routine. And I used to ask people around the gym, and there was this guy, Richie Warfield, and, this guy, Tommy Viglitori, he was a trainer there, Carl Richards. These are names that are going to be probably people recognize on here. And, those people were the early kind of influences on me because they were kind of the most muscular guys. This guy, Frankie, he was a dancer locally. He was actually pretty good. And these guys all kind of, they all pitched me ideas and, hey, this is what you kind of eat and kind of learn the bodybuilding routine. But this was the early influences. I don't really talk about that much because, I bought Beyond Built, Bob Harris's book at 16 from GNC. And, that gave me kind of the routines. But I studied that. And I actually didn't join the gym till my 18th birthday. So it gave me time to actually join. But the early days of Worcester, I remember going in that gym and I saw the neon lighting and they'd have like the leg section and the shoulder section, the chest section. And I remember seeing these guys and, in the summertime, everyone would tan up and, we cruise up to Hampton Beach, which was like, an hour away or whatever. And, we lay in the sun and everyone, I learned that when you have muscles, when you have a tan, okay, and obviously you shave your body hair, which at that point I didn't have a lot because I was blonde, your tone showed up. So, I remember just, falling in love with, the way the body responded in the gym. And I think, early on, you had a lot of camaraderie in the gym. And I actually ended up training with a guy named John Vozikis, and he was like a super youngster. He came in and, he became my training partner later. We started training together, and then I migrated like to Billerica and Framingham, and I went to different gyms just to experience different equipment. And, back then, and this is what's kind of cool is, on certain days, like on a Sunday, we would travel to different gyms to try to see the different equipment. Sometimes that meant driving an hour, 2 hours. Like we heard about all these kind of local gyms that, hey, they have this equipment or that we didn't have at the home gym in Worcester. And shout out to Andy Stratus too. He owned the gym out there, and he was also an influence by giving me a free membership and, allowing me to clean equipment I was in college and I was struggling in there. So he actually gave me the opportunity to kind of be around that gym culture a little more, man. I used to love being in there and just seeing and learning for like people's routines and, how people ate and, their lifestyle and how they were able to, live the life to be able to go to the gym for that 2 hours. People had to take time out of their schedules to do that and how to kind of sequence things. And I think early on, that's what incentivized me the most. And I never forget those roots, man. I still think back and I always credit, Gold's Worcester for those early days. And that was about 15 minutes from Sterling. And I used to make that trek every day. And I trained 8 to 10 at night. And the gym would close at 10 o'clock. And I was always one of the last ones to always leave. They would, shut the music off. And you guys know how it is, for people that don't train at key card clubs or whatever, man. The music would go down, then the lighting, they'd do the last calls, 15 minutes we're closing, 5 minutes we're closing. And sooner or later, you'd be the last one leaving. We'd hang out in the parking lot and shoot the breeze and talk about things. And then sometimes, we'd plan, let's go out after this. And, I developed a lot of great friendships, man. I just wanted to reflect on that a little bit. And, if you guys like hearing these kind of stories, I mean, this is something we can talk about on, these episodes, because, these YouTubes aren't super, super long. But I just wanted to share that because I always talk about Bob Paris and I talk about Chris Aceto coming in, but this is prior to all that. And, reflecting back, like that was my early influence because, my brothers and sisters didn't necessarily lift weights. So when I started training, I remember my brothers had like the cement weights down in the basement in a bench press, it has the, the hooks, but they're so if you take the weight off one side, the weight crashes over. You guys remember that. And, but that's how it I was bench pressing back then, but high school, we had like a universal gym and, I put the whole stack on there and it was like, I don't know if it was 400 pounds or something. And I used to think, okay, that's how much I bench press till you really got into the bench press and you're like, damn, okay, 315 in high school was my record, at, 180 or whatever I was, 190, I think when I graduated high school. But, yeah, man, great times. Keep the questions coming, guys. If you have any questions about the past and, you guys ever wonder maybe something I didn't touch upon, whether it was in a magazine or social media, guys, throw it at me. And I appreciate you guys following along here at Cutler Nutrition YouTube. So make sure you guys check out this week launch, okay? I believe I'll probably pick a sale actually to do on this also. So make sure you guys check it out. Birthday cake flavor protein. This is one of the best. And it has some sparkles. It has some sparkles. I don't know if you guys can see the sparkles in there. Sprinkles. But big shout out to all you guys following along and I appreciate you guys.